We're going to review Wolverine Epic Collection number 7 to the bone today. And let's be real, Wolverine ain't Superman, he ain't Spider-Man, and he damn sure ain't Cyclops. That's why he made him a convertible. But for real though, this one, he's got bone claws, his healing factor's fucked. He just ain't the same, man. He's feeling down, he's feeling low, he's out running on his own, and he's getting fucked up, man. And he's having to face demons and go through some real shit. So he seems more human now than he ever has before. And that's something we can all relate to, man, because we all go through a lot of struggles. It's a dope-ass collection. We're going to review it today. Stay tuned.
NERDCORE, the sickest channel around. Subscribe, bruh.
This collection drops us in right after Magneto pulls out his adamantium. So it's really like a version of Wolverine we ain't ever seen. He's broken. He's lost his adamantium, which is a big part of him. And like, really, he don't even know who he is, man. He's tripping. You see him like riding alone in the night, fucking doing his thing. But he gets in a wreck and he gets hurt. And anyway, I don't remember who the artist was on here, but I love that artwork. I showed that to my wife and she was like, not so into it. But this shit hits hard, man, because he's trying to figure like, what is it to be a man, basically, dude? Or who is Wolverine? What is Wolverine? It finally, we reveal the bone claws. Love that art. It's popping out. It's all bloody. And his healing factor is so fucked up. His adamantium's gone. It hurts so bad. He pops out these claws. He's crying. I just really loved these panels and this art, man. It was hella badass. And through this, we see like, through like him wrecking his bike and getting fucked up and having to go chill at this woman's house to recover. You just really get a sense of how bad Magneto tore his ass up. He's having like flashbacks and shit. So that really set the scene. Even like he's shaving and he cuts himself and it don't heal. Again, I love this art, man. Let me go see who this is real quick. All right, guess pencils by Tom Coker on this. Or Coker, I don't know. And then, of course, he's always got a motherfucker trying to kill him. And who pops in? Lady Death. Lady Death Strike, my bad. There's an underlying story arc here, man. He meets up with some of his old Alpha Flight homies. Lady Death is chasing him the whole time, trying to kill him. But I think the main purpose of this run was to show how battered, bruised my boy is and how much he's doubting himself with his adamantium gone and his healing factor fucked. And it's crazy because Lady Death wants to kill him because of his adamantium and to avenge her father and shit. But then when she realizes he doesn't have the adamantium anymore, she dips. And then the rest of the arc wraps up with fucking Bloodscreen's ass is trying to get him out. And I don't even remember what for. But this whole run continues with, you know, fighting. Now he's dealing with Bloodscreen and his cronies. He's running around out in the woods with the damn animal skin on him, trying to keep warm. Like I said, a lot of it just shows how fucked up his healing factor is. And he's relying on a sword and shit. And then they go like back in the past and it talks about how Bloodscreen was made. But like I said, man, not to repeat myself too many times, I think this whole arc, even though it involves a lot of action and shit, is just to show how broken and battered my boy is. For some reason, we keep having these interludes where LCD and Albert pop up. If y'all don't know who that is, it's this little girl robot and this like robot that looks like Wolverine. And now Cyber's chasing after him, trying to kick his ass. And then they're on Mirror Island, Nightcrawler, Shadowcat, some of his other homies pop up. But he's kind of wigging out right now, dude, and like turning on them and shit. He's having like weird flashbacks and shit. Love that art. And he kind of lashes out at them. But luckily he don't kill nobody, so that's cool. I love the artwork, first of all, and the consistency and the continuity. Cyber broke his claws earlier, and it's showing like half of them, and they're growing back all fucked up. And it really pretty much does that for the rest of this arc, which I thought was cool. Like I said, Albert and LCD link up with Bloodscreen, and they're after the chase. But I think Bloodscreen's trying to kill him, but they're trying to save him because I guess like Wolverine is their ally and their homie. And then we go to Japan. This little girl's getting made fun of. Wolverine was like sworn to protect her, but he ain't been doing such a good job. It shows like the foster parents that she had treat her like shit and stuff. So he breaks in there with like pantyhose on his face and like, I'm from the Hand, and then like rescues her. And then he goes back to the old homie fucking Yukio. I think that's who this is. For some reason, protecting this girl's tied to the sword. Silver Samurai wants the sword back, so Wolverine gives it to him. And now they are gonna be stuck with the little girl and raising her and shit. But she's like, yo, I promise you I'll take care of her, dog. Then we end up back here in Canada. He's meeting up with some of his other homies. They're sympathizing with him about how bad he got fucked up, but they're also telling him like, yo, you got to push on, big dog. There's all these wolf creatures that pop up that they got to fight, which is pretty dope. And now Albert and LCD and Bloodscream are like getting close to him. They're back in the mix. Love that art. Crazy. There's a dope cover. I like that. Him and all of his homies are being attacked like by all these wolf creatures. And there's some pretty savage art in this. Look, still his claws are like messed up to keep the continuity of when they got broke. And long story short, it's a pretty savage battle back and forth. They got guns out, everything. But you know, Wolverine's going to save the day, man. And apparently LCD and Albert are linked up with like the leader of these wolf people or something. So that comes into play later. And like all this like Native American stuff's popping off. He went through like a gauntlet, Albert, so he's like a war chief there. LCD keeps calling that Wolfman guy Puppy. This is funny. Logan's out there trying to fight these wolf people. He gets in this big exoskeleton thing to fight him, and they actually do a callback to Alien. I can't remember where it was, but somebody says like it worked for Sigourney Weaver, which I thought was a funny thing. And then the arc kind of ends with him leaving flowers on Silver Fox's grave, man. So this whole first run was pretty dope. A lot of introspection, a lot of Wolverine coming to grips with he's more man than mutant right now. Then we pop over here to the Phalanx Covenant arc, bro. Who remembers these holographic covers back in the day? That ain't it. This is pretty dope, man. We got a crossover with Cable, Jean Grey, Scott Summers. They're breaking into the main like Phalanx base to try to save all the other mutants. This still shows that Wolverine can still kick ass. Dope art in it. Him and Cable are like hella talking shit to each other. Man, I really wish they would put the whole Phalanx Covenant into one epic collection, man, because that would be dope. But it's a pretty cool story. It might kind of seem like it derails the personal shit, like the personal aspect of the first part of the book, but it's dope and it's full of a lot of action and it's pretty good, man. I like it. This shit, they're like tripping, mind warping. Cable and Jean are going into the Phalanx together. He's seeing memories coming back, like, oh shit, this might be my mom. We was together in another time. Wolverine's fucking it up with his bone claws, bro. And yeah, it's definitely, you know, dope art. And then afterwards, which I thought was cool, they show some more of the covers from that. Hella sick. And yeah, it keeps going, like I said. This Phalanx Sanction, I think it's 3 or 4 issues before we get on to the next arc. Then we pop back into this Native American type of shit with LCD, Albert, Forge. This talks about how Albert became a war chief and shit. This story was kind of weird, man. I love that art. Love seeing Wolverine decked out in his Native American gear. We just went to the Wilco powwow on Sunday, man. We had a good-ass time in the intertribal dance circle, getting down. But this kind of ties into all the shit earlier with Albert, LCD, Bloodscream, etc. It's a pretty cool arc. It gives some more context on that, some more history. It seems like they would have had this in the beginning of the book with the other shit, but I guess not. And then we get into this Wolverine Evilution arc. Bro, this shit was weird. I don't even know what this was about, really. this kid, Wolverine kept having these weird dreams about like this kid killing his parents and toxic waste and saving the earth and all this shit. And then apparently homegirl from New Mutants or X-Force, Boom Boom or whatever is in this town peeping on these dudes. They got kind of like a cult going on. They want to take back the earth or some shit. This Native American dude's coming to warn Wolverine. And I mean, it was an okay story. But as you can see, I'm like breezing through it because I barely even remember it. But I think this was probably the low point of this book. It was kind of a corny story, dude. But there's this part where like Wolverine's telling her like, yo, you need to get the fuck up out of here. Crazy shit's about to go down. And she's pretty much like, oh, no, fuck you, Logan. And so she stays there. She gets captured by the little cult dudes. They almost kill her. Wolverine saves her. These motherfuckers are up in here sacrificing chickens and shit. It was bizarre, man. And usually I like bizarre shit, but this was a little... They kind of lost me on this one, man. I don't know. I was like, all right, cool, dude. But yeah, and it wrapped up. It was probably my least favorite story of the whole book, to be honest. Then we had the Scorpio Rising. That's badass art. It involves Wolverine, Nick Fury's son, fascism, espionage, like a damn government assassinations and takeover. And for some reason, Nick Fury's son ends up being the new like political leader and shit. It's got all this backstory to it. It showed that Wolverine could be, you know, less of a savage and a brawler and more of an espionage type character. So it was a pretty cool story, man. If you like, if you want to see Logan's the Berserker James Bond or something, it was cool, man. It was better than Evilution or whatever, and it had some great art in it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And here towards the end, I guess another highlight of this book for me would be the dark design Ghost Rider Wolverine Punisher story. Artwork by Howard Mackey. Oh, my bad. Howard Mackey was the writer. Penciler was Ron Garney. Inker Al Milgram. Colorist Paul Mounts. I really like not only the story in this, but the art too. There's these weird fucking infected people that Blackheart has coming over this little girl because he's trying to sacrifice her to basically beat his father, Malbolgia, the devil, whatever, and take over hell. And Ghost Rider and this chick are trying to save him. And you know that your boys, Punisher and Wolverine, are finna pop in the mix and help Ghost Rider out in this because he gets infected by these fools and he starts turning too. So he has to turn back into Danny Ketch for a minute so he don't fully get consumed by the evil. Dope-ass bone claw shot right there. And you know Wolverine's finna come in and fuck these fools up. For sure. Punisher too, fucking, yeah, with the slick back hair as he should be, looking sick as fuck. And it's funny because in part of this, Blackheart's trying to convince, look at Punisher with the ponytail. Blackheart's trying to convince Ghost Rider, Punisher, and Wolverine, oh, hell's gonna be like easier for people if I rule it over my father. And they're like, nah, bro, you ain't finna use this little girl for a sacrifice ritual. But, dude, gotta love the artwork on this, bro, because how disgusting is it that they drew the devil with Malbolgia or whatever, Blackheart's dad, with these weird, like, titty nipple tassel things. Like, bro, the devil's supposed to be disgusting. You really brought it home with this shit. Like, come on, bro, gross. That's some straight 90s shit right there for sure. But make a long story short, Punisher, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, they all end up teaming up together. And they think they beat Blackheart, right? They're like slashing through all his minions, killing them, fucking them up. There's a little part where Blackheart like goes into their minds and they start like tripping out. And like Punisher thinks that he's fucking back. Hold up, let me find that part. Because it's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, Blackheart is gonna like marry this little girl and like sacrifice her puts a knife up to her neck. Remember that, because it's going to come in later. So he catches Ghost Rider, Punisher, and Wolverine break them free, but then he like gets in their minds, and like Wolverine's back out in the Canadian wilderness, and he's like, man, this ain't finna shake me, bro. I've been doing this shit. I've been out here buck wild. I've been out here naked in the snow. You can't scare me, bitch. And then Punisher's over here seeing some of his old enemies he killed. Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider's back at the grave site, like, and he's fucking everybody up for a minute, but Wolverine, he ain't even phased. So he's like, hey, bro, y'all need to quit tripping. He's just fucking with us. Get your head back in the game. So they're like, oh, yeah, okay. Wolverine, Logan, snapping the boys out of their bullshit. They get over here. They save him. They gang up on him. They kill him. But what you didn't know was when he stuck that knife to her throat, a little piece of that, all he needed to seal the deal against Tassel Titties over here was to just barely stab him with that blood. So he does end up becoming the new King of Hell. And then we got some shit in the back. Cool stuff. Cool covers. But, yeah, there you go. So, final thoughts. Should you buy Wolverine Epic Collection number 7? Hell yeah, this ain't Disney Wolverine. This ain't Saturday morning cartoon Wolverine. This is raw, real-ass 90s Wolverine. Savage as fuck. Emotional, a little bit emotional, and just all around good, man. But for real, though, let me know what y'all think about this shit in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to get it. And also, man, let me know what your favorite Wolverine story is, Wolverine line, or whatever. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Much love and respect. Peace.